Hey everyone, this is Tim Jeanette with MeepleCore, and I'm here with Julie Ahern from Greenbrier Games, and she's going to tell us about Helios Expanse.
Helios Expanse.
I got it kind of right.
Yeah, you got a con right.
I got your name right, but not the game name, so.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so Helios Expanse is our 4X game that you can play in under an hour. And by under an hour, I do mean under an hour, like a half an hour, 45 minutes. Not the under an hour, like an hour and a half.
We've done
later.
this.
Yeah. An hour and a half later, you're still playing? Not that kind.
Or 6 hours.
Yeah, or that. Well, but that was the whole point, is that we wanted to do a 4X experience that you could shrink down, because so Twilight Imperium is one of my favorite games of all time. I don't know the last time I had time to play it. I don't. So this was kind of like filling that niche for me. Actually, basically we published it for me because I just loved it. It's basically what happened. So yes, in the game, you are a faction of humanity right before Earth completely, and the whole solar system just completely imploded. It was time to move on. And we have gotten to this cluster of solar systems with many of planets that should, so that we can all cohabitate peacefully, plenty of space, room to grow. Nobody's going to fight, right? Wrong.
Apparently no one in space games are friends, ever.
Ever. Well, it's like generations of traveling together, your siblings getting fights and everything like that. It's like that, but like really bad. So, in order to do a 4X experience, but also pare it down, what you're doing is programming a deck. So each player has the same 11 cards, 7 unique, and those cards do a variety of things. So you're going to be able to move around the board, and your movement is determined. You start with 2, and as you level up in technology, you'll be able to move better because your ships are more efficient. So you would be able to move 1, 2, for example. Or you're going to want to be able to terraform, add more colonies to a planet. Now, you're also going to want to level up in training, which is your military might, because you've got all those other neighbors. You might be worried about them. They're questionable.
They're going to steal your stuff.
They might. You're going to want to research so that you can level up in technology, and that's, again, going to let you move faster. It's also going to increase your hand limit. And then, if you'll notice on the bottom of the cards, you're able to do whatever's on the top of the card, and then you unlock an ability on one of the 2 tracks as you go along. So you get better at all of these things. And the final one, of course, would be something like, aggression, which seems a little self-explanatory, but it means that you're going to be attacking either ship to ship or colony to colony or colony to ship. So it's really important to pay attention to that. So between these actions on the cards, you're going to program a deck. So I might, for example, on my turn say, I'm going to play maneuver, and I play it face up. Now on your turn, you would take and say, you know what, I'm doing training, and you would play shores face up. Orange over here also is going to do training, and that would be 1 turn. We're going to do that 5 times. And when we're finished, we would turn over the deck, and then we would resolve the actions in the order that they happened. So the good part about that is you can kind of get a feel of what each player is kind of aiming to do, but it's open-ended enough that unless somebody does something like blast you into asteroids and then you were going to do a terraforming and put down a colony, you can't put it in an asteroid belt. That's just basically putting people out the airlock. So you have some maneuverability so that you still have choices. You might also do something like on your turn, somebody might play an invasion card. Invasion means I can take my colony and take over this colony as long as my military strength is greater than, military strength is greater than yours.
Gotcha.
Now, let's say it had been something like this, and I have invasion. If you have your invasion card in your hand, instead of playing it, programming it, you could counter, and instead of just losing your colony altogether, the tragedy. So many lives snuffed out so soon. You can just relocate to another empty space. So at the end of the game, you do 5 turns of this, 5 rounds of the 5 turns, and at the end of the game, whoever has the most colonies in the most separate sectors, highest on each of the tracks, and who has taken the least amount of damage is going to give you the most points and be the winner of the game. So you get that feeling of exploring, exploiting, expanding, and exterminating? Was that the fourth one?
I think so, yeah.
All right, we're good there.
Yeah, extermination, explore,
Yeah.
expand. Now exploit, yes. Yeah, that's all 4 of them.
Sure.
We're going to go with that.
We're going to go with that, and then I'm going to look at it later and I'm going to cringe. It's going to be amazing. You get that feeling, and you could do it in a very quick half hour to 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah. So we played this on the podcast, prototype form,
Yeah.
and it was super good. So I'm glad that this went to Kickstarter and actually, I'm assuming it's published?
Yes.
When's it coming out, or when's it available?
It's available now.
At Origins?
Right now.
At retail?
Right now.
Get it. All right, thanks a lot, Julie. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
Yes.